Blizzard has Big Trouble in Little China, and I have a cat on my lap. Meow.
Big Trouble in Little China. That's a good reference. That was a good job.
Thank you. I
Golf clap on that one. That's what you get when you come to Gamers 2 Podcast, the weekly roundup of news and commentary related to the video game industry and anything else that might pique our interest, like cats and laps. I like cats. I almost saw a cat murder a rabbit today when I got home from work.
That would have been interesting.
There's cats that meander around my yard.
There are. That's true.
I don't know why. It's just a thing. And
they do be doing that.
The rabbit ran by. Cat was clearly stalking it and was like, "Hey, where are you going, motherfucker?" There was a chase. It did not result in a kill. But you win some, you lose some.
It's the thrill of the hunt.
It is. Thrill of the hunt. Saw a red cardinal this morning.
Oh.
We have cardinals that hang out at our house every winter.
Cool.
Just in case anyone's curious.
Vibes.
Yep. Vibes. I feel really guilty because when we moved into our house years ago, there was birdhouses everywhere. It was an old lady's house.
Explains a lot, actually.
It was an old lady's house, and there's all these like eclectic birdhouses all over the place, and also cat beds all over the porches and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And naturally, we're like, "What is this garbage?" Tore it all out. Now, I regret it because I'm like, we destroyed all these birds' houses, and we used to get all these birds. We get all sorts of these crazy birds,
all wondering where their homes went.
Exactly. They all show up, and it was amazing and like all fucking majestic. And then obviously we get like a pair of cardinals that show up now, and that's it because we demolished all our homes because we're terrible people.
Just put them back.
Well, yeah, that's my. Every year I'm like, I'm gonna put up a birdhouse, like one of those big birdhouses, or put up some birdhouses. I also want a bat house, because I want bats. I don't like bugs.
Hey, fair enough.
I mean, it's not that I don't like bugs. I just like bugs to be at a normal level.
Yeah, a normal population.
So
I gotta throw some. We can have a conservatory day in like March or something.
Yeah,
because I need to throw up some more birdhouses. Because some of the ones I do have up that are back out yonder have collapsed or deteriorated. I need to like rehang a couple of them.
Yeah.
We should
make a 2-day event. We should make a day where we just build birdhouses.
Oh, you want to do that style?
Well, I'm not saying we have to, but I feel like that'd probably be the most economical.
Well, I feel like that would also we get your kid involved.
Well, he's too little for that shit.
No, he's not. He can handle like a nail and a hammer.
Clearly, you want a nail through your foot.
Listen, it'll be the spice of my spring. Your wife won't be there to yell at us that it's a bad idea. And we just vibe. It's a bunch of dudes hanging out. Bunch of guys being dudes. Building birdhouses.
Show me your dick. The Bird Podcast. Bird.
Gaga.
Bird Law.
You know about bird law?
Bird Law.
You want to know what else I know about, Matt?
What do you know about? Is it something, in case you don't want to go outside and enjoy the birds?
I got things that'll keep you inside.
Inside. Burn your eyeballs out.
Technically, I guess you could take the switch outside, so...
Oh.
A little bit 50-50. But we start with number 1. Solasta, Crown of the Magister, Inner Strength, DLC. Number 2, Bound by Blades for the PC. Number 3, Bravery and Greed for the PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, and Switch. Number 4, Edengate, The Edge of Life for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Number 5, Floodland for the PC, also known as Florida and Hurricane Season. Number 6, Inertial Drift, Twilight Rivals Edition for PlayStation and Xbox. How close do you think that they're like, we can't say initial D, but Inertial Drift?
There's a line in Initial D where like everyone gets shocked and they're like, inertia drift.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, basically.
Tokyo Surfer Car Gang.
Yeah.
Number 7, Pentiment for the PC, Xbox. Number 8, Smurfs Kart for the Switch. Number 9, Somerville for the PC and Xbox. Number 10, Siberia, The World Before for PlayStation and Xbox. Number 11, Modern Warfare 2 Battle Pass. Who cares? Number 12, Warzone 2. For everything that Warzone is on. Number 13, Aspire 2 for the Oculus Quest 2. Number 14, Extinction Eclipse for the PC and Switch. Number 15, Frozen Flame for the PC. Number 16, Goat Simulator 3?
3
for the PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Number 17, My Fantastic Ranch for the PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch.
Got some quality games this week.
All I'm saying is if My Fantastic Ranch doesn't have a co-op mode and it becomes Our Fantastic Ranch, I'm sad.
I mean, isn't that basically the game that was it Funhouse that was playing it? It was I think it was it wasn't Funhouse.
Ram Ranch?
Yeah, it wasn't.
The Sark.
Yeah, it was. It
Sark
wasn't,
was Ram Ranch,
but
it's,
Bruce was there too. I think.
Yeah, Bruce was in it. APL was in it. Sark was in
and-
it, and I think Diction.
Yeah.
Yeah, the name of the ranch was Ram Ranch, but it might have been Ranch Life or something simple.
Something like that.
Number 18, Oakenfold for the PC. Number 19, Organs Please for the PC. You think that's like Papers, Please?
Papers, please. Organs, please. Are you an organ donor? You are
And
now.
Every now and then, just somebody tries to suicide run the barricade. Number 10, Star Sand for the PlayStation, Xbox, and that's it.
Star San is a chemical you use to clean brewing equipment and kegs. Odorless and tasteless.
The more you know.
Yeah. Also edible, which is why they use it. It's amazing. I don't believe it. First off,
That it's edible? Or
yeah, I
odorless
mean the
and
whole
tasteless?
idea is that it's food safe.
Yeah, well, have you drank it?
Yeah, I'm sure I
mean,
have.
Oh, I mean, like, directly.
No, not directly.
Like,
but-
just do a shot of Star Sand because you're bored?
I have not done that, but
should've.
having seen it in action and how well it cleans and what it can clean off and how quickly, I'm like, what's that doing in your body?
Cleaning it.
Oh yeah,
Aggressively.
yeah, yes,
You have what I would call a fresh colon.
yes.
Um,
Possibly missing a layer or two of skin as well.
I
or
mean, what do you need that?
flesh.
What do you need that for?
Yeah, it's-
It's just going to protect you from more Star Sand. Now you get it directly into your system.
you get the alcohol directly into your system, right into the
Exactly.
blood.
You're a cheap drink. Number 21, Wobble Dogs Console Edition, which implies there's a PC version for the Switch. Number 22, Dark Pictures Anthology, The Devil in Me.
They're just like
Cranking them out.
cranking them out. They're like,
Cranking them out faster than a teenage boy and a man.
something
Yeah.
something
Motherfucking-
disturbing.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a disturbing story for you.
Oh.
I can't say it on podcast. though.
Okay. I was like, is that how? What?
Oof.
Man, that is a potential tease and a half to somebody.
Forgot all about it until just now.
I now I don't know what triggered that. And I'm not sure I want to know. Let's see here. Number 23, Heidelberg,
The bread?
1693.
The bread? Heidelberg bread?
For the PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Yeah, all it is a kneading simulator.
I'm gonna Google this because I'm wondering what this is now. All right, hold on, let's just comment.
Do you
on this.
remember before you look it up?
Okay.
I'm gonna have the fun with my kneading joke. Do you remember the slap the noodles game?
I do not.
So that was another one that we watched Funhouse play. There was a plate of noodles
Okay.
in front of you, and it was left click to left hand slap, right click to right hand slap, and you had to slap them, and then something would show up, and you had to hide from that, and then you had to keep slapping them. The whole thing was about getting a good slap on the noodles. You just slap the noodles.
Slap
So
the
now this
noodles.
is me picturing this, but it's you having to knead dough and then hide from like whatever thing's coming after you.
Let's Heidelberg 16.
I know, my references are weird.
Is a action horror game.
Where you need bread.
Uh,
Or do you play as a
grim,
man?
bloody, but satisfying gothic horror action game. One made more tense by giving you such a limited weapon with your musket.
I'm less intrigued by my joke of a game.
Yeah, I mean yours would sell better, I bet.
I don't know about that sentence.
I'm pretty confident.
Mine might make it on more gimmicky YouTube channels.
Yeah, which in turn sells games.
And number 24, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. For the
I
Switch.
forgot those existed.
Yep, they came out.
Does anyone care?
Yeah, there's a bunch of people playing it.
Okay.
I'm not one of them.
I saw some memes going around Reddit that make more sense now, knowing that game came out. I think this game might be broken or missing some crucial.
My understanding is that it runs like shit.
Yeah.
Take that for what you will.
Well, Pokemon.
Yep. Last pretty looking one was Let's Go Pikachu. Let's Go Eevee.
And oh, why do they do that?
Money.
Greed. I was just having this conversation.
The greed game was
That was one of the
Bravery and Greed.
I was just having this conversation that like Nintendo, even though, well, I guess you could say it is Nintendo. It's a Pokemon company. I think Nintendo is like the largest stakeholder in it.
I mean, yeah, they're also Nintendo exclusive titles, so yeah.
Gets away with a lot compared to what other companies would get away with
For sure.
via public opinion. The mob.
Yeah, it's a little bit of like, it's a Pokemon. It doesn't have the same, what's the word I want? Not freedom, but the same problem that Call of Duty has, where like a vocal minority can bitch all they want.
Yeah.
It's still going to sell buckets. It's kind of in that same vein, just not at the same scale.
Yeah, I would say that's fair.
Like, I'm going to complain about Scarlet because I think they look like shit. I've been annoyed with the visual style. Like, when I played Sword and Shield, I didn't care about the whole National Dex issue, which was a big thing. I cared how bad I can't remember what the name of the adventure area thing was. The Wilds, whatever.
I think it might have been the Wilds.
I played the game and I don't remember. So, I was annoyed at how shitty that looked. And it was like, all right, well, then Arceus comes out and you're like, oh my god, they're just they like are getting better with doing the mechanics and doing certain things, and then like visually in the world they're sacrificing so much. And I'm like, please just do both. Please.
I don't know. The whole like, and it's a larger issue I have with Nintendo in general. It's just like their insistence on mediocre hardware, and then you have developers. I don't know. I don't even know at this point. Is it incompetence? Like they can't make a game that runs well, or they can't make a game that looks good and runs well, or something, or if it's just like they're trying to make a game that looks better than it should, based on the hardware that they're limited to.
Part of me wonders if they do try to do it's an artistic style, and I'm like, yeah, but like Breath of the Wild is an artistic style that looks good. Your artistic style looks like shit.
Yeah.
Artistically. Anyway. Ray's been playing it, so maybe I'll watch.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll watch it.
Yep. Background noise, you know.
I'm going to forewarn you.
Oh.
Not a thrilling week.
All right, well, then I got evens.
Okay.
And I will make it thrilling.
Okay. Number 1. Reuters found some interesting details from a newly unredacted copy of Epic's 2020 lawsuit against Oogly Googly, the Google. Apparently, Google has spent hundreds of millions of dollars on deals with leading developers to dissuade them from launching their own app stores on Android. The documents showed that Google paid Activision Blizzard $360 million over 3 years on one such agreement, with another $30 million paid to Riot Games over 1 year. In total, there were 24 deals highlighted between Google and big-name developers, including Ubisoft, Nintendo, and non-gaming app providers. The deals were part of, quote, Project Hug, and involved payments for posting videos to YouTube as well as credits for Google offerings such as advertising and cloud services.
That should have been called Project Hush.
That would also be funny, but maybe a little too on the nose.
Oh, deliberately on the nose.
Project Hug. Smother them. How much, like... I always had this thought with like military stuff, because I read a lot of random books that are in that vein, but like the things that we find out about way later, or like things that were top secret like 30 or 40 years ago, and you're just like
declassified and whatever.
Yeah, and you're just like, what do they have now?
Yeah.
And I feel that way about companies when you find out like companies do things, and you're like, what are they getting away with that we don't know about?
Yeah. Oh, this patent just came.
What are you doing? Yeah.
Citing this court case in the year 1890. What are you doing now, then?
Interesting.
Those corporations are up to something.
As per tradition.
Number 2, Blizzard's biggest games will become unavailable in China after its long-running partnership with NetEase ends in January. Since 2008, China-based NetEase has handled publishing duties for the likes of World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, and Overwatch, often extending and renewing these deals over the years. However, the two parties failed to agree to terms for a renewal, and the partnership will end on January 23rd, at which point the following titles will be suspended in China: Diablo 3, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, Overwatch, StarCraft, all the titles, Warcraft 3, Reforged, and World of Warcraft. Blizzard had said it will cease new sales of these titles in the coming days, but the upcoming releases for World of Warcraft Dragonflight, Hearthstone March of the Lich King, and Season 2 of Overwatch 2 will continue as planned. Diablo Immortal, which is co-developed by NetEase and Blizzard, is covered by a separate agreement and will not be affected.
There was some a little bit of underhanded mudslinging going on between these two.
Probably, but I think everything's going to get resolved. I think the majority of this reasoning is partially due to the Microsoft merger. And Microsoft already has a big presence in China. Like, it'll just be a matter of time type of thing, or Microsoft itself will just publish it.
Yeah. So I did read that if Activision Blizzard doesn't recommit to the agreement with NetEase and or find a different Chinese publisher to publish their games through, they're going to have to get all of their games recertified through China's gaming agency bullshit.
Yeah, that black box.
Yeah. Which, we all know how that goes.
Money.
Yeah. So, yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think, like, all these companies are obsessed with the Chinese market because of the, like, untapped potential. So, they're not going to just let it
No, I don't think they would let it just fizzle out. But this all broke based on, I can't remember if it was like an earnings call or somebody read the fine print somewhere else and it started getting picked up, and like Blizzard themselves didn't really talk about it. And then WoW had posted the article of like, oh, yada yada, and then every WoW creator started retweeting with like, we can't lose China. Like there's so many good players over there, and you don't want to alienate your fan base. I'm like, we're months out from this actually potentially happening. Technically, I mean, I guess 2 months really.
Yeah.
But it's like
there's a lot can happen.
There's no way they, in my head, as a corporation, there is no way you let it ride to the point where you go,
it just sounds
we're
like
just gonna drop, I don't know, $60 million in revenue for no reason.
Activision Blizzard released a statement, NetEase released a statement, and it seems like they're just both posturing. Like one or both of them are hung up on some key points, and they're trying to like, play chicken with the other company.
Yeah.
So business as usual.
Right. I mean, yeah, it really is.
Speaking of business as usual, number 3, a little update on some of the drama from last week. Bethesda has said that composer Mick Gordon's allegations regarding his involvement with the Doom Eternal soundtrack is an unjust account. Last week, the composer accused the game's executive producer Marty Stratton of lying regarding the musical project via an open letter he wrote in 2019. He also alleged that Stratton and ZeniMax lawyers offered him a 6-figure settlement to take the blame for the soundtrack fallout. There's a lot of play on words on here. Bethesda's statement on Twitter said, quote, "We reject the distortion of the truth and selective presentation of incomplete facts. We stand ready with full and complete documented evidence to disclose in an appropriate venue as needed." End quote.
You know what that means?
Lawsuits?
We going to court, baby.
Going to court. Yeah, before
Going to the courthouse, baby. And we're
getting
going to
paycheck. What?
It was a mix between. I wasn't sure where we were going to go with
I don't
getting
know.
sued, getting money, getting paid.
Yeah. The general consensus online, I have no frame of reference for any of this, but I was reading some internet comments. So like everyone on the internet is right. Obviously.
Yeah, they're telling the truth. Yeah, Twitter's not dying. What?
You're gonna get canceled.
I can't get canceled, Matt.
You can get your account locked by pissing off Elon Musk.
Only I can cancel me.
Space Karen, as some people are calling him.
Pretty good. You got Space Karen and Lizard Karen, but Lizard Karen's kind of been quiet lately.
Is that one? Is that
yeah, it is.
Zuck?
Yeah. The Zuck suck.
Suck that suck on something. One of those fucking weird gerbil water bottles with the ball. All right.
You know how convenient it would be though to just have one of those?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Just
it's a brilliant
in the
idea.
house, and you're just.
I remember the first time I saw that, I was like, "That's fucking genius." Us
being jealous of gerbils.
What was I saying? People were like,
I was getting canceled by Space Karen.
Oh yeah. Even before Bethesda's statement, people were saying that this was going to result in a lawsuit because.
Yeah, once you started slinging it, you better have been prepared for.
Yeah,
because you're going to get a defamation thing if you're not careful, and then.
Well, that was the thing. The assumption is, and I think he is the composer is suing for defamation.
Well, yeah, he would sue for defamation, but then they would just countersue you for lying, and you end up paying damages instead, and
back and forth, and
it begins
another lawsuit
and another one. Number 4, Ubisoft and Riot Games unveiled the Zero Harm in Comms research project, which aims to improve AI to protect players from harmful communication. The firms said that with their in-game research, the database they'll develop should cover every type of player and in-game interaction. Ubisoft and Riot explained that with the data they gather, the AI system should gain nuance and context. The companies also intend to expand the project into an industry-wide collaboration. Additionally, the publishers said that they will share their research findings with the industry next year. And I have multiple questions, Matt. My first one is, who's playing Ubisoft games online?
That's a fair point.
I mean, Rainbow Six, and then the 6 people playing Division, I guess.
Yeah. When did we go down this, when did we get this obsession with making chat, safe, I guess?
Ooh, I have multiple different answers to this, but
because the last thing I remember where I was like, oh, that's a good idea.
Rather than Space Karen, you're about to sound like Space Boomer. I'm just warning you. You want to talk about getting canceled, Matt?
Last time, well, I'm just very much leave me the fuck alone. Last thing I remember where I was like, oh, that's a good idea was when Xbox rolled out the whole thing where they were doing, which just went away almost immediately, where they were doing the thing where they were you could choose what fucking ecosystem you existed in. You could be in the underground that was unrestricted.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that ever actually meant.
Nothing, because they never like implemented it.
Yeah,
all.
it was more just like, yo, kind of what clique do you feel like you hang out with?
Yeah, but it was basically like, it could be like no
And I, for one, was always an
no
underground.
parental controls or like, no
Casual.
Yeah. So now it's just turned into like everyone needs to be nice to each other online or else we won't, no one, whatever. I don't fucking know what. Like, okay, say they get the system up and running, well, then what happens? Do you get banned? Do you get like muted? Do you get, it's just,
I have a fast solution.
what's the fast solution?
Turn off chat.
Well, yeah,
You're welcome.
that's my point though.
I know, but like problem solved.
That's my point. If I leave me the fuck alone. So like, if I don't like what people are saying on chat, they make this some fucking genius came up with this amazing button called mute.
I'd like to take credit, but let's be honest, I can't.
The past life.
I was still alive, I think, but yeah.
You never know. So, yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Just one of those random things that gets me all fucking like
I mean, it's one of the things
all jazzed
where
up.
There's a couple things. Couple things.
Another one.
The first thing of the couple
Mm-hmm.
is everybody that's about to scream free speech that doesn't protect you here.
Yeah, they don't know what free speech means.
That's literally, go read it again. That's not what that means.
Yeah.
Because I know somebody's going to complain.
Well, there's two things when it comes to free speech.
Okay. All right. Okay. Subsection
I don't think
A.
that I don't think that means what you think it means.
Oh, subsection B.
And subsection B is free speech doesn't mean no consequences.
Oh, all right. Then subsection C, free speech is literally only in terms of what the government can and can't tell you. Not corporations.
Which is A. That doesn't mean what you think it means.
Okay, so A, section I.
Okay.
I think we broke that down enough.
Part 69.
Oh, hey, nice. Section nice. The other part is, yeah, just back to yours. Just leave me alone. Like, I don't join voice chats. Like whenever I was playing a shooter like Call of Duty or whatever, I get into the lobby, and if everybody's not muted, everybody's about to be muted. Normally, I would always hang out in either PlayStation Party Chat, Xbox Party Chat at the time, Discord calls, like whatever. I'm not participating in game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but then you can't talk to your teammates. You want to have an inclusive. Okay, that's fine. But somebody opens their mouth, I'm muting them. Like I do it. When I play League. Oh, somebody says not mute. Like I'm not here to deal with you. Oh, but you can win if you communicate. I can win if they just shut up. Actually, it'd be a lot easier for my mental. I'll just I'm good. But also, I mean, there are the whole jokes of you wouldn't have survived a 2007 Call of Duty lobby.
Yeah,
it's like there's a lot of people today that would not be able to survive the literal vitriolic things that were said at those points.
Yeah, different
and
time.
Are still said. Because now those people have just gotten more creative.
Yeah. This just jogged my memory of.
I still hear hard R's get dropped.
Oh.
It's good that you don't know what I mean.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
You know what I mean now?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
that just jogged my memory of a random conversation I had earlier this week about Warzone, the new Warzone that we were talking about earlier.
Somebody at the gas station the other day do it. Anyway, sorry.
And well, yeah, you're in for some reason where we live has some weird fucking like southern streak through it that I don't really understand. Anyways,
yeah, that's true. Actually. I do have the vibes of an Alabama. And
yeah, it's like that doesn't make any sense. Like, anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Warzone and proximity chat and how you can like join forces with another team.
Yeah,
in the middle of a game.
And proximity chat can be kind of funny, like because you get it with you can get it when you kill somebody.
Yeah.
You can usually hear them for a little bit,
Mhm.
and sometimes it's kind of cool because it's like, oh, hey, nice shot or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But then other times it's people that the chat isn't like the chat is the it's not the cause, it's not the
Symptom?
it's not the symptom, it's the outlet
Yeah.
of usually something else that's also like wrong with the person.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether they're really bad day at work and now they're just letting it out on strangers online and they've never like learned how to control emotions or whatever. Like there's just people that you can listen to and know that they break controllers frequently or slam their keyboard, slam their mouse, punch their monitor, like that you know that they 100% have anger issues.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you need to just chill.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. You're just chill, man. It's not worth it.
Go smoke a joint.
Like I've never understood. I've known one person I think that I know has snapped controllers, and he's a very very good friend of mine.
I've broken controllers.
It wasn't Matt, but I also believe that.
There's this one time
But
I used to have a fan controller.
Okay, yeah, the air fan
Yep.
ones.
Yep, and
For sweaty hands.
Yep, I had sweaty hands.
Oh, I
Still
I
do.
do too. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I got mad and I grabbed it by the cord and swung it around and
Oh, that's an effort.
and slammed it out of the ground and then stomped on it with my heel until I ripped the heel of my sock and cut up my heel and there was like blood all over the place.
You know the funny thing is I actually can like picture that because I've watched you lose it before. And that just does fit. But also, the person I'm thinking of had you know how flimsy the DualShock 3s were?
Yeah.
You could literally take it, and they
Like snap
did,
it, yeah.
and they just twisted it in like a hex twist,
Mm-hmm.
and just snapped the thing in half. And I
Yeah.
was like, what the fuck? Like, what? Why?
I put the remnants of the fan controller into a Tupperware
Okay.
and left it on the top of the entertainment center console so to remind me to
Not do that.
control myself, control my anger. The last controller I broke, I snapped it in half. I did the torque like that and
Yep.
fucking and broke it in
Yep.
half. Yeah.
I've like every time a controller has died from my hands has just been eventual like joystick failure or button failure just from use, not from
Mhm.
like me trying to snap the thing in half.
Yeah.
And yeah, are there times I get like mad at a game? Yeah, but I'll just like take the minute and just kind of chill. Like I'm not breaking my shit. I'm
The
not
problem-
punching holes in doors. Like
My problem is like I don't in my mind I have a very clear difference between an inanimate object
yes,
and
Yeah, yeah.
something
I
that's
know what you
like
mean.
alive, you know what I mean? So like
yeah,
I don't have the the no function when it's an inanimate object. I just don't respect it.
yeah.
I'm like if I'm angry and I see an inanimate object that I feel is replaceable, I'm like, oh motherfucker, you getting it.
Yeah, and I get that to a degree. There's just that part of me where I compartmentalize or internalize a lot of things,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll just let it stew, and then eventually I'll just kind of be like, "That's it's just so bullshit." But I'm not. I'm like, all right, just eventually it might take me a while to like get it out of my system and not
Mhm.
let it like just kind of eat at me. But I'm not gonna go break shit over it anymore. And I mean, the one guy that did break the controller, I know he is better now.
Yeah.
He's calmed himself in his old age.
Mm-hmm. The age does
It does. It calms you down.
soothe you a bit, where you
Oh.
just I don't know if it's so much it
soothes
soothes you,
but it
or
also
it just
puts it
or
in context.
that,
You
or
break it, you're literally now having to replace it.
very true, or it just you just die a little bit inside slowly over time, so-
Right, which
so
is
you
just
have no
in general.
soul.
There was still one I remember. It was more a joke than anything, so it isn't really a serious outburst, but it was pretty funny. We were playing FIFA. There were 3 of us, and the way it worked was winner stayed, and you only stayed for 2 games. So it was the typical play 2, rotate,
Mhm.
and then you always were only 2, but it was the winner stayed, yada yada. And I don't think I had lost that night. and people would just always get frustrated when they were playing. These people would always get frustrated playing me. There were a couple people in the friend group I would always just lose to,
Mm-hmm.
but in this scenario, I was able to win, and they got pissed after one of them and took like a can of spray deodorant, and they were gonna throw it, and before he even threw it, the other buddy was like, "I probably wouldn't throw that." He's like, "What? There's nothing over there," and it was like a bookshelf with some like he's like, "Well, what about that like statue?" And it was a little, I don't know, 4-inch, 5-inch, like kind of Merlin-esque Gandalf statue with like a wizard hat.
Mm.
He's like, "Well, what about that statue?" And that's what he's pointing at. He's like, whatever. And he hucks the thing and impales it on the statue, and now we have a deodorant bomb having gone off in there, and it's just windows open, fans trying to blow everything out because it just smells.
That's
A great,
fantastic.
absolutely hysterical moment. Because, of course, what's the one thing he hits is the one thing we go, but what about that? And nails it.
The luck. All right.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah. If I had any luck, it'd be bad luck. Number 5, I believe that's what we're on. Xbox boss Phil Spencer has shed more light on why Microsoft has, for now, abandoned its plans to release a streaming-only version of its game console. Spencer was interviewed on The Verge's Decoder podcast, with VGC reporting that he attributed the decision to pause work on Keystone due to costs. The console, quote, "The console we built that now people have seen, Keystone, was more expensive than we wanted it to be when we actually built it out with the hardware that we had inside. And we decided to focus that team's efforts on delivering the smart TV streaming app," end quote. He went on to say, quote, "I don't want to announce pricing specifically, but I think you've got to be $129 to $99, like somewhere in there for Keystone to make sense in my view, that we just weren't there. We weren't there with the controller, and I love the effort. The reason it's on my shelf is the team rolled up their sleeves, and in 9 months they built that thing, and a bunch of us took it home, and it worked. It worked really, really well," end quote.
I mean, he's entirely right. That's the price. That is the price you need to be at.
Yeah.
100%. And also, it makes sense that, hey, they built it. Okay, get them to do this streaming app while you wait for hopefully prices to come down for you to be able to offer the same thing.
Actually, it fits in now, so I'm going to scroll down there real quick and say it. Taking into account, I mean, this is for context. Microsoft right now has dropped the price of its Xbox Series S console to $250 for the holidays.
Yeah.
So, like, when you can put your console, your low tier console or whatever, on sale for $250, you can't have a streaming stick or whatever approaching that. That's just not,
no, you have to be.
it's a bad value from
Yeah.
a consumer perspective. So,
But it all checks out. It's about what I would expect.
yeah, and they might. I kind of expect that they'll revisit that. Well, landscape might change by then to where they won't need it, but I'm sure they'll revisit it.
But now
Next
that
console
they have
generation.
a prototype, everything's easy forward.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
You
we've
just-
done it once. Hardware's kind
Hardware-
of changed. Can we, put the software back in and do the same thing again?
Yeah, Moore's law. Hardware will get what you need will get cheaper. So
Number 6, another week and another round of new studios. This week's theme seems to be seed funding.
seed funding.
A lot of seeds. Esthetology
Planting the
Entertainment has
seeds.
raised $4 million in a round of seed funding. Esthetology was founded this year by ex-wargaming developers as well as developers who worked on Half-Life 2 and Dishonored. Their first game will be an FPS. Noodle Cat Games announced that it has raised $4.1 million in seed funding. Noodle Cat was co-founded by a trio of Epic Games veterans. Much of the Noodle Cat team has prior experience at Epic, although EA, BioWare, PopCap, and Flying Lab Software are also well represented. Methodical Games is a new AAA game studio formed by games veterans from Epic Games, Respawn, and Infinity Ward. The team has raised $15 million via a funding round. The team says that their first game is a multiplayer action-adventure game with an emphasis on close-quarters combat set in a fantastical world.
Interesting.
And finally, Astrid Entertainment has secured a high 7-figure pre-seed investment from investors, including NetEase, Stardom Ventures, and Tower 26 Ventures. Astrid Entertainment will be a remote studio for now, with the leadership team revealed in the coming months. The studio will be working on a multiplayer title.
Lots of new studios.
New studios, new games.
Yeah. I mean, not to get all serious and doom and gloom, but I feel like
How dare you?
I feel like, you know, we've heard nothing but new studios for the past like 2 years or so.
Since 2020.
And with the state of the economy and the forecast on
Doing great.
what the
Only can go up from here.
some analyst group, I don't think I had included it in here, it might be in the short section, but some analyst group said that in the next, I think, year or 2 years, they expect the gaming market to actually decline by like 6% or something like that. I suspect in the next couple of years, we'll see a lot of these small developers that just got started
Be bought by Embracer Group.
Yeah. Get absorbed by Embracer Group, Tencent,
NetEase,
Microsoft, and maybe Sony. Probably not Sony.
Sony will only react after somebody else buys the other ones.
Yeah, they'll buy like the buy rate for Sony will be like 1 to 3.
If these were all on
Or 3 to 1.
if these are on a tier list, everybody will pick off all the S's and A's, and then Sony will buy the first D, and everybody will be like, but there were B's available.
And then just say they're going to make it a support studio for Naughty
Dog, yeah. So all those studios that just launched, congratulations on your future job supporting Naughty Dog on The Last of Us Remake Part 4. Or sorry, Last of Us Remake Round 4.
I can't wait to come back to that in a couple of years and like randomly remember it and be like, oh my God, we were so close.
Yeah, and then do the, oh, why were we so close? There are certain futures I don't want to see.
Oh, yeah.
I have the unfortunate ability, Matt, to predict the future.
Yeah, and unfortunately as well, those ones are the most likely ones to happen, regardless of, you know, your mystical powers of.
So let me switch future right now.
Okay.
Which one do I like the most for this sentence? Noodle Cat will release a banger of an indie title.
Okay.
While Astrid Entertainment will shock and awe with having roughly 7 million and not knowing anything about them, will be the one that surprises the most at the Game Awards in 2025.
I can tell you a little bit about them as far as. Okay.
I make these predictions on whims and urges.
So
I was tempted to take the easy way out and say the guys that made 15 million are going to be the ones to do it. But that's a coward's move.
Well, that's also you're inadvertently smart about it because these are all the first 3 were seed funding. So they were they were getting investing money. Astrid Entertainment hasn't even hit that phase yet, and they already have money.
Mm-hmm.
So
all I'm saying, Matt,
but
I can see into the future.
And Astrid has the least stuff set in stone and the least
right. They have the least anything,
but they have the deepest pockets out of the 4 of them. I can tell you why if you want to know why.
Nope.
Okay.
At Noodle Cat, love the name, so they can't fail.
Oh yeah, so we're keeping an eye on Noodle Cat and Astrid.
The downside, the reason that Noodle Cat has to do a banger of an indie title, EA BioWare PopCap.
Yeah, yeah,
can't do a AAA title.
Yep. Yeah. All right, those are the ones we're gonna be watching.
Mark it down on your calendars. And then
Game Awards 2024.
I said 25 for Astrid.
25. All right.
Noodle Cat, I did not give a window.
Okay. I would expect if they do an indie title, it'd be a little bit quicker of a turnaround.
I would too,
But we won't put that pressure on them.
Let them thrive. Let them stew. Make some noodles in cats, or a cat out of noodles.
Okay, that's better. Not the other way around.
No.
All right. Number 7. Let's talk about Embracer for a hot minute.
Hell yeah.
Embracer's Q2 was pretty good with its net sales growing 190% year on year. But we're not here to talk about financial results.
No, because who would want to talk about a 200% year-on-year increase? Who does that?
There were a few updates from said financial results worth mentioning. Embracer said that Saints Row's reception, quote, did not meet the full expectations and left the fan base partially polarized.
Because you didn't fucking do anything.
Going forward, its developer, Volition, will be fully integrated into Gearbox, quote, which has all the tools, including an experienced management team in the U.S., to create future success at Volition, end quote.
R.I.P. Volition.
Eidos, is it, how did he say that again?
Eidos.
Eidos. Eidos Shanghai was absorbed and will be known as Gearbox Studio Shanghai.
Gearbox getting bigger.
Gearbox just murking everyone. You're mine now.
Don't mind if I do.
Embracer announced that it purchased the Risk of Rain IP from Hoppo Games, I don't know, for an undisclosed sum. And I think they did that via Gearbox.
Of course they did. Why wouldn't they?
And then finally, Phil Rogers, currently the CEO of both Eidos Montreal and Crystal Dynamics, said Legacy of Kain fans have been heard loud and clear. After the recent survey where they asked about the IP, they received over 100,000 responses, with 73,000 completing the full survey, which I feel is actually kind of impressive.
I always love the "we hear you loud and clear" because they don't tell you the second part of that sentence,
which is "we hear you loud and clear. We don't
fuck
give
off.
a fuck." We hear you loud and clear, so that's what we're not gonna do.
Yeah, it's not what you want. Trust us, we know what you want.
Yeah. Oh, so funny.
Now we hear you loud and clear. We're looking into it.
Yeah, Embracer Group. I mean, a lot of the that big 200%, 190% number is a large part of that is their acquisitions. But they did say, I don't know what the fuck this means, but they said it, so I'm gonna repeat it. They did say that 34% of that was organic growth. So I don't know what that means. I guess I'm going to assume that they mean just like organic growth as in like what we had going before and not including our acquisitions.
Yeah, they didn't take any supplements for it.
Yeah. No steroids.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
All natural.
All natural.
Oh, you ready for this one? This one's going to be a good one.
Sure.
Another Microsoft and Sony update related to the mudslinging bullshit that is Call of Duty. A quote from Phil Spencer. Do I have a Phil Spencer voice? I don't think I do.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not going to make one.
Okay.
At least not in this sentence, because it's too long. Quote, I'm totally open to making a contractual commitment to Sony for some number of years that says, okay, we're going to continue to ship Call of Duty on PlayStation. I'm totally open to that. No issue at all. It's not about at some point I pull the rug underneath PlayStation 7's legs and yeah, you didn't write the contract long enough. But there's no contract that could be written that says forever. This idea that we would write a contract that says the word forever in it, I think is a little bit silly, but to make a longer-term commitment that Sony would be comfortable with, regulators would be comfortable with, I have no issue with that at all, end quote. He also clarified that a commitment would be for native COD on PlayStation. Game Pass would not be required.
So can we
should I do like Phil Spencer anger translator? Hey Sony, fuck you and your stupid forever idea. Yeah, you can have it for money.
Yeah, money. I just at this point it's getting it's been annoying for a while. I just kind of want them to wrap it up. Like, all right, just let them.
It's the band that keeps coming back out for the encore, and you're like, can we go home? I don't even know what song you guys have left now.
I just want to be like, let them have Activision Blizzard, let them fix it, and then we get games again.
Yeah, a little bit of, can we move on? You guys have been dragging this out like the fucking people that keep going back to their exes.
This is like the whole unlimited bacon in games thing.
Oh God, you want unlimited bacon and no games, or no bacon and no games? What? You fucking idiot! Just take the bacon. I failed genie school.
Classic.
Or do you want unlimited games and no games?
Oh, now we're getting into the
games. Unlimited games. I'm just remembering that entire inbox episode now. I love it.
We're getting into it now.
Oh, we're in the weeds.
Nominees for the upcoming Grammy Awards have been announced.
Why are we talking about the Grammys?
A specific category for the best soundtrack of video games, quote, and other interactive media, end quote, was announced earlier this year. The inaugural nominees in that category are Aliens Fireteam Elite by Austin Wintory, Assassin's Creed Valhalla Dawn of Ragnarok by Stephanie. That's a weird
Economy.
That's what I was like. It looks like Economy.
Economo.
Okay, sounds good. A Call of Duty Vanguard by Bear McCreary. Marvel's...
Which is really weird.
What, the Bear McCreary one?
That Bear did Vanguard.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bear's the guy that does God of War.
Yeah.
Along with a bunch of other things. Like, Bear kind of kills it.
Mm-hmm. That's the only name I recognize. I'm like, oh shit, I know that person.
Austin Wintory is on the Play, Watch, Listen podcast with Lana Pierce, Troy Baker, and Mike Bithell.
Okay.
Let me just name drop some things here.
You did. You did just come in and fucking drop the mic and peace. Marvel's Guardian of the Galaxy by Richard Jock and Old World by Christopher Tin. So, yeah, Grammys. I don't know. Weird nominees.
Yeah, it is. But speaking of nominees, the Game Awards decided to live stream an announcement of their nominees this year, and here they are. There's a link in the thing. I'm not going through it because you can go look for yourself.
I'll do the Game of the Year one.
Okay. All right, I'll allow that.
All right, Game of the Year. There were 6 nominees, and they are A Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I think we all know what's going to win.
Ooh, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay.
I think if they actually show which they never usually do, if they show percentages of the vote, which would be a very cool thing for them to do, I think you're going to see God of War and Elden Ring be very, very close to each other.
I think it's going to be Elden Ring.
Popularity contest would suggest that, but remember, recency bias is massive.
That's true. I also want to point out that Elden Ring and God of War are in almost every single category.
That sounds about right. I can't wait for best racing game, God of War.
Yeah.
Because you're riding that sled thing. Best racing game.
Yeah, I mean, it counts.
Ignore the fact that those things accelerate faster than any car I've driven in Gran Turismo, but like, you know what I mean? The wolves.
The wolves.
The
wolves
and they accelerate so damn fast.
Oh yeah.
You press forward.
Their like barking thing always fucks me up though.
Yeah. There's that.
They make weird noises.
Dogs, man.
Weird noises. How many years has Starfield been on the most anticipated game list?
Too many.
Yeah,
it shouldn't count anymore.
I agree.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
What other weird things am I seeing here real quick? Nothing. Gran Turismo 7 is a shoo-in for sports and racing games. Don't even know why they fucking... I guess...
Are Madden and FIFA not on there?
FIFA's on there.
Yeah.
NBA.
So you say shoo-in because you and I both agree, but then at the same time, popularity kind of skews things.
I don't even fucking know what Ollie Ollie World is.
Skateboarding.
Ah, now I know. You know what the most
Where's
interesting...
PGA Tour golf for us? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Not on anything.
Well, no, because it's not out yet. But like, you know what I mean.
The interesting category that I'm curious to see what's going to win because it's actually stacked.
Oh,
is best adaptation. It's got Arcane, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, The Cuphead Show, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and Uncharted. So it's adaptation of a video game, obviously.
okay. So the first three are the competitors.
Yes.
The last two don't count.
Yes.
And that's a hard one.
It is. Yeah, exactly.
Because the Cuphead Show is damn good.
Yep.
Edge Runners, from what I hear, is very good. And Arcane was great.
Yep. They were all super well received.
Yeah. That's going to be tight.
Yep.
So therefore, Uncharted will win, and I will hate everybody.
But we'll, cover that at a later date, I'm sure.
Yeah, we will.
All right. And was there WoW news this week?
Depends on how you look at it. Phase 2 of pre-patch has begun.
Okay.
Drakthir are now available.
Okay.
You can be a dragon dude, dragon lady.
Dragon lady, obviously.
Whatever.
I want to see that thick tail.
All right. And
Do they have tails? Do they have tails?
They can have
tails.
tails. Yeah. There's like whatever million customization options for Drakthir.
Fantabulous.
So there's that. Uldaman, the Legacy of Tyr, new dungeon is available on normal. That'll be one of the ones that's on Mythic for the Dragonflight stuff. That's really it. Pre-patch event going on. So get gear, get leveled up.
I read somewheres that the XP to get to 60 has been significantly reduced.
Yes.
Someone did the math.
Specifically from 50 to 60.
Okay. I don't know if it's accurate, but the statement I read was that it was reduced by 57%.
Pretty close to that, yeah.
It's kind of nuts.
You can get there in like a couple hours.
Amazing.
And then you're ready for Dragonflight.
Amazing. It's almost like Blizzard's like...
And you want to know the fun part?
What's the fun part?
That doesn't really affect anybody that's going to be listening to this?
Yes.
Everything from right now being the 18th to the 20th.
18th to the 20th. Got it.
Welcome back time. Free time to play for the weekend.
Wow. It's almost like Blizzard's like, come back to us. Or,
baby, come back.
Now's a great time, new people.
You can fly on as a dragon.
With your thick tail.
Matt never leaving dragon form. Just sitting in town staring against the wall on that tail. Hey, what'd that tail do? Now for some questionable things that we didn't write full paragraphs on. Number 1, Sonic the Hedgehog creator and former Square Enix employee Yuji Naka has been arrested for suspected insider trading. Number 2, U.S. District Court Judge Thomas Zilli ruled that AIM Junkies has failed to prove that Bungie illegally accessed the personal laptop of James May, one of the company's managers, not the Top Gear presenter.
That we know of.
Allegedly. Number 3, Dead Island 2 has been delayed. The game was previously expected on February 3rd, but is now due on April 28th, 2023. Or as Nate said, 2025.
Yeah. Well, now it's out of the fiscal year, so
I'm pretty sure this thing has been delayed into oblivion since the last time we saw its first trailer 4 years ago.
Yeah.
The German federal parliament has increased the national budget for the games industry to $73 million. Unveiled in 2020, the Games Fund offered government support for up to 50% of developer costs. Number 5, the International Olympic Committee has announced the Olympic Esports Week will run from June 22nd to the 25th next year in Singapore. Number 6, Swedish games publisher Thunderful has acquired UK indie Jumpship for an undisclosed sum. Jumpship has released Somerville. Just released Somerville, I read that earlier. The studio's debut title. Number 7, does that mean Jumpship participated in Brexit? I get what I mean. Number 7, free-to-play multiplayer shooter Scavengers will be shut down at the end of the year. Improbable said it will close Scavenger servers on December 16th, 2022, as it's seen a decline in the player base. One might call this shutdown probable. Number 8, NASCAR Rivals. Why did I read it like that? Developer Motorsport Games is on the verge of collapse. Almost all of its board of directors have resigned, and the company has been losing money since 2019 because you attempted to make a NASCAR racing game.
Yep.
Making a left turn. Number
Should've
9.
just shoehorned it into Gran Turismo 7.
Or any other racing game.
Yeah.
Contact EA and ask them, what are they doing with Project Cars? I want to put NASCAR in it. Wait, what? What do you mean Project Cars? Number 9, Lionsgate is making a Streets of Rage movie. Derek Kolstad, who created the John Wick series, is writing the script and producing the film. I, for one, hope it is filmed in that side-scrolling weirdness of Streets of Rage.
They could be cool.
It'd be kind of Kung Fury-esque. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be. It definitely could be cool. Don't think it would be a mainstream success, but
Who cares
Probably
about
won't
them?
be to begin with.
Doesn't need to be. It needs to be a nerd success.
Do it like a lower budget and just.
Doesn't have to be lower budget,
Well, you don't want it to be a big budget because then they'll like.
but you don't want it to look like shit either.
Yeah, but a lot of movies are good that are low budget.
Both have redeeming qualities.
Yes,
But
Well,
usually the
well-
budget is not the factor. It is how you spend said budget.
that's my point.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if it's low or high then. It's just how you actually use it.
Yeah, but then if you have a high budget, you got to make more money back.
Says who?
Okay.
I don't care about what they make back. I just want a good movie. I
I
don't
know-
care.
I
I don't
don't
care
know.
if you go under after you make it. It just needs to be good.
You are a wise man.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not my problem that you go under.
I gotcha. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I just want to see good things.
Okay. He's got a point, guys. What can I say?
And when is placating to the masses ever worked for a video game movie? World of Warcraft
Doesn't.
shit on itself for that reason.
That's true.
Number 10, the esports giant TSM FTX is suspending its sponsorship deal with the second half of its name and currently collapsed cryptocurrency exchange, FTX.
Yeah,
Now
that's
back to being known only as TSM.
Yep.
Microsoft is dropping the price of its Xbox Series. We talked about it. Number 12, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, thanks for the dollar, has a new perk. 3-month free trials of Apple TV Plus and Apple Music. So, hey, if you like free things,
There's some more free
welcome
things.
to Game Pass.
I didn't know that they did that. They
I
have a
didn't
whole
either.
section. They have a section of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate that's called perks. And
I
it's
knew-
literally
I knew-
shit like this.
I
that's
knew
just-
that, but I didn't know like this was in there.
Yeah.
But let me tell you right now, I guarantee if I load up Game Pass Ultimate, I have a month for $1.
Probably.
And guess who now gets a month for $1 for 3 months of Apple TV?
There you go. Apple TV's got some good shit on it.
I know.
So
So I've heard.
Ted Lasso. You probably like that.
I take Kenny's word if I'll like it or not because he knows where my campiness will not be allowed. Number 13, Shroud now co-owns Main Gear. Main Gear is a New Jersey-based company that builds custom gaming PCs. Hey, Main Gear, send one north.
Yeah,
Save me some time.
He needs a new PC. Well, not to say anything wrong with yours. but-
No, I need specifically a 3D cache processor, and then you can just do whatever for the graphics card.
Just give him a 4090.
That'd be convenient, and I love you forever. Game Pass, Game Pass, Main Gear. See, I can just weave it in like nobody even noticed.
So organic.
It's yeah, exactly. The Witcher 3 Main Gear Wild Hunt next year. Nobody even notices. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt next gen upgrade will be arriving on December 14th. Number 15, NCSoft has announced an open world MMO shooter codenamed Project. Its gameplay has a sci-fi theme to it and is set to release on consoles and PCs in 2024. And if you like arms, boy, does it have arms. That's going to be a reference that nobody's going to get until they watch the literal last 30 seconds of the trailer.
And bots.
Bots and arms.
Bots and arms.
Boots and bits and boots and bits and bots and arms and bots. Number 16, the PlayStation VR 2 is launching February 22nd. I'm pretty sure we knew that, but Matt wanted to remind you anyway.
I feel like we knew that, but like it was,
I'm pretty sure we talked about it.
yeah, it was like popped up on news. I don't know if like PlayStation said something else. I don't fucking know. Whatever.
They went, hey, it's still coming. Don't worry about it.
Yup.
But anyway, it's been 7 days. What you been up to?
Living the normal life. Playing God of War a little bit here and there. I think I just need to play more of it to make a final verdict.
You got a ways to go before I allow you to make a final verdict.
Yeah, I feel like I'm further into the game than I actually am. So
I don't feel that way.
So that's interesting.
I don't feel that way about where you are. I know where you are.
Yeah.
In relative to where I am,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't feel that way if I were you.
That I have a what? That
Feel that you have a while to go.
Yeah, that's what
not that you're. You said you felt like you were further in than you thought.
Oh, what I
Which
meant to
to
say
me
was,
meant you
I
thought
feel
you-
like I need to. I feel like I'm not as far in as I think I am.
There, I'll agree with that.
That's what I meant to say.
I feel you now. I get what you're saying.
Trying to dust off the cobwebs of that, so that's frustrating. Watching
There is a lot of that. Even in that couple day break, I kind of came back and I was like, all right, how do I fight again?
yeah,
Okay, I'm good.
watching Andor still. One episode left of that shows amazing, so good.
Thanksgiving, Bondathon or Andor? Bondathon or Andor?
I don't know. Andor you could binge like probably pretty easily because episodes are generally like.
But you know the rule. It's Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, I mean you could Bondathon. Well,
It's Bondathon on the top half of this.
I don't know if you saw the news, but Disney's putting Andor on like a whole slew of. They're putting it on Hulu.
Well, I don't know if you saw the news, Matt, but let me hit you with some facts.
Okay.
Bondathon on the top of this screen. Hate watching a Qatar World Cup on the bottom of the screen. Football in the middle, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
The beauty of a vertical screen.
Have you been enjoying it in that orientation?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Still get used to like things not being the correct resolution
Mm.
because it's not the right height for.
Yeah, you kind of have to have like a certain.
Yeah, I have to have
Yeah.
windows at a certain size to make things actually like pop correctly. But it is still nice. Better than the space saving method part of it. It's like still good.
Yeah. I could see that.
One episode ago, you looking forward to the finale? Like in terms of story building going well?
Yes.
Or are you kind of at the you don't know how it's going to end and if they can actually set it off in a good way?
I mean, it's. I don't. It seems like it's obvious how it's
to
going,
end it?
how it's and what state it's going to end,
Okay. I know.
and how it's going to end, like what the scenario is going to be. But I don't trust that. Like that, it seems too obvious.
So you think that M. Night Shyamalan will direct the last episode?
Yeah, I think there
and
might
hit
be
you with
something
a,
going
"Ooh,
on.
What a
there.
twist, Darth Maul.
But the thing that I'm not looking forward to is the fact that it is the last episode, and I know that it's gonna be like
Are they doing a longer one?
this has I think at least 2 seasons planned.
No, I mean the final. Is the final?
Oh, the final episode? I don't know.
because I know some shows like to do that.
I don't think so. I think they're just gonna do a standard episode. And it is planned out to cover. It's meant to cover the 5 years. 5 years is what it's meant to cover, and it's meant to. There's going to be more than one season,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's about it. Anime, doing the anime thing, watching Chainsaw Man, which is wild anime. Guy has a fucking dog chainsaw devil thing that cohabits his body with him, replaced his heart. So now he's got a ripcord in the middle of his chest, and when he pulls the ripcord, chainsaws come out of his hands, feet, and head. Then he fucks shit up. And his only goal is to, his one goal was he wanted to touch girls' breasts. He did that. His next thing that he's working on now.
Goals. This is listen for all you people out there that are like,
It's kind of
"Oh,
funny
man,
you're saying this.
I'm depressed and whatever. Keep the goals realistic. Just keep them small.
It's funny you should say that because there was a whole episode arc about how people were giving him shit because he wasn't taking things seriously because his goals were things like that. They didn't understand that he's a simple man and he lived a very terrible life.
Simple man, simple pleasures. I understand that.
So now his goal,
multiple days I go through that.
now his goal is to kiss a girl.
I'm not sure I agree with the order, but fair
Japan.
enough. Oh, that's true. Fair enough.
They have this whole like weird cultural like
Courting procedure.
thing where like every anime, there's tropes in every anime. One of the tropes is like accidentally grabbing a girl's boob.
Oh, well, the accidental is one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought, so was it this?
This was purposeful.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
He rescued a girl.
Which that's the part that's weird.
He rescued a fiend's cat. And so she promised that she would let him touch her boobs, if he rescued her cat. And he did it. He had to fight a very large bat to do it. That was evil. Very evil.
I mean, hey, listen.
It cat.
Make the deals you want to make. You know what I mean?
What other wild things about that anime can I just fucking wreck you with? I don't know. That's
It's an anime you really can't. Is it Japan or China that has the population problem? Both, right? Or no?
Japan has the population problem, as in the birth rate is really, really low.
Yes, that one. Yeah.
Yes.
I blame anime.
Yeah. Might not be wrong.
Weird procedure list of how you do things there, as far as I'm concerned, as a filthy American.
Honestly, I think the problem is the whole Western and Eastern culture colliding.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
I think, well, Japan, they're like everyone else, but more so. So
Shout
I
out
think,
Dan Carlin.
So I think the problem is, they're assimilating some Western cultural ideas, as in like, Westerners are generally more selfish.
But I feel like it's assimilating to like certain genders more than other ones, and then it's not assimilating to the culture, like to the entire population at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like hitting pockets of it.
I think it's demographic. I think it's ages more than anything else. So like you get like the younger people are focusing more on themselves than doing the traditional family route, so they're just not having kids.
Yeah.
So there you go. We solved Japan's birth rate problems. What have you been up to?
Can't wait to title this podcast "Solve the Japan's Birth Rate Problems." Tune in at 11. I've been little God of War, about 20 hours, I think, at this point. Moving right along.
Mm-hmm.
Still don't feel like I'm halfway through. Actually, you know what? Now that I say that, I might be halfway. Kind of just like vibes I'm getting, where I at any point I could feel the switch getting flipped to, all right, we're at halfway now.
It's weird to me that like, it's hard for me to how do I want to say this?
I mean, technically, I guess I could look at like the chapter list and then look online to see a chapter guide, but I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah, it's true. Before the game came out, there was a story saying that the main story on its own was like 20-something hours.
True.
And that if you did everything in the game or whatever, it'd be like 60 hours.
Yeah, 50, 60, yeah.
And it's hard for me to... It doesn't seem like that's the case. It seems like it's longer.
Probably, but also the two people... being Dewey and myself, obviously I know you've talked to other people, but like Dewey and I know for a fact are half clearing all the side areas before we leave usually.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was in Vanaheim, I did a bunch of side stuff before I left. I still left with it at like something 40-something% or whatever, but I stopped and did a bunch of side stuff. So I'm probably 4 hours there, just existing or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that where like the time chunk is not. If I had the time chunk of like time,
so you think that
actively bothering with only the main.
So you think once you finish the game, you'll probably be at like 40-something hours or something like that?
Yeah, I would suspect I would finish it at around 35 to 40, and then debate whether or not I go back.
Yeah,
that's what my guess is. Kind of. I might also just finish it at 30. You never know, because there's always that part of me where.
You get sick of doing all the side
where
shit.
I sprint. And then it is my burden.
Yeah.
And then that and WoW. Football Manager's kind of been put on the back burner with all this other stuff going on. But been playing my own save, and Kenny's been playing his. And
Football Manager is always a slow burn.
It is, but I'm in the transfer window now of like now that it's only me playing my save and him playing his save, like we can move through stuff pretty quick. But now that the World Cup is actually starting on Sunday, Football Manager will probably either get really invigorated and I'll be playing it again, or it'll be put on the back burner because I have the World Cup to actually watch and take in real soccer instead of like it will give me the itch to want to play, but after Sunday there's 4 games a day for like a week plus, so I got a lot to watch.
Then you're about a little over a week away from from Dragonflight.
Yep 28th Monday at 6 p.m.
You have time off, right?
Yep. Like the loser I am.
Hey, you do what you like.
Ma, Hot Pockets. That'll be me yelling to Max to get my Hot Pockets out of the microwave.
They're bagel bites.
Pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls. That's what it is. Pizza rolls, not bagel bites.
I love bagel bites, but here's the thing.
I like the idea of bagel bites.
Exactly. I like the idea, but what's the number one problem with bagel bites?
They always get fucking like hard and
Exactly. I'm not trying to cut open my mouth.
You either eat them
immediately
and they're fucking molten and soft, or you wait for them to cool down and then they turn into fucking rocks.
Yeah, and then it's croutons with pizza stuff on top.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, I love a good crouton, but come on.
At least with pizza rolls, there's some consistency.
Yeah. I'm expecting lava to a potentially frozen center.
Yeah.
I expect that.
Yeah.
So I know what I'm getting into. At the same time, I'm not cutting my mouth open.
Yeah. Usually my pizza roll, not that I eat pizza rolls all the time, but I
haven't had pizza rolls since Shadowlands launched.
I usually cook them, not overcook them, but I cook them like till they're molten. And then I let them cool down. So, like, you know,
so my plan.
So they're not frozen.
I literally haven't had them since Shadowlands launched because it was one of my go-tos then. But I would oven sheet them, then just pop the oven tray out, let it chill on top, then just swoop in with the old paper plate method, scoop them all up, got a pile of pizza rolls, and it's game time because I am a child. You know what else? What I was really thinking would be a good move, and I saw it online the other day because people were talking about, like, oh, what are your launch things? People are leaking like 12 packs of Monster. And I'm like, okay, you guys are degenerately heathens. Like, what am I, 12? I'm not doing that. I'll have some energy drinks, but it'll be the stuff that's, like, better for you. Not the
straight sugar and fucking
Yeah, it's the stuff
caffeine
that's like the BAI. Like they have an energy one now.
Yep.
It's closer to like a juice. It's not carbonated.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have any of the bullshit in it.
Yep.
So it's relatively good. I'll probably still have one bad one or something around. Just, treat myself because I'm me. But
treat yourself.
Uncrustables.
Uncrustables. They're
big brain move. Throw them in the fridge.
They're underrated.
And then boom, always have a quick. You get the bigger ones that are strawberry and tell you right now, mouth watering at the thought. Delish.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. That's good.
And clean, quick, easy.
Yeah.
I want a snack, walk down, grab one, walk back up, keep playing. Eat with one hand, move with the other.
Done.
Place to be. Done. Flying around on my dragon, looking at my thick tail.
Exactly.
What that tail do? Alrighty, that being said, we will see you in 7 days. 7 days will be post-Thanksgiving at this point. So
yeah, what the...
Give me some, tell me what you had for food. I'm curious.
Yeah, food.
Because we are going to be some fat bastards.
Yes.
That being said, we also might be 8 days. We'll see.
Yeah.
It'll either be a Friday or a Saturday recording, but, not like you guys are pressed for when you hear this anyway. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Enjoy the sports. Enjoy the food. Toodles.